Dear sisters, dear friends, we are celebrating the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception. God prepared Mary for her special mission to become the vessel for our incarnate God. It was the preparation for her role as Mother of God. This was a divine gift and privilege. God also prepared Arnold Janssen, Mother Maria, Mother Josefa, and Mother Maria Michaele to become special vessels for a special mission. The long waiting times were like gestation periods where something not yet visible and concrete was slowly taking shape. The solemnity of the Immaculate Conception is also our Foundation Day. 136 years ago, on the eve of December 8, our sisters moved in procession from the convent of the Three Linden to the Capuchin convent, where we, the SSpS, Missionary Sisters Servants of the Holy Spirit, officially came into existence. It marked a very important step in the life of our congregation, the birth of a new congregation and the beginning of a future global intercultural sisterhood. Therefore, this feast invites us to go back to our origins, to look for the initial inspiration and spark that ignited such immense development. Our 15th General Chapter directions call us to radically live our consecration. I want to stress here the word radically, because it means going back to our roots and to live wholeheartedly for what we have been called forth. When we go back to our roots, we become rooted. How often in past documents have we used the word rooted? Also, our recent reflection paper starts with rooted in purpose. Imagine a strong tree, its system of roots that taps into the sources of nourishment, the stem that is firm and allows for stability, and the branches that are flexible and reach out to the sun. When the time is ripe, the tree bears its fruit. Going back to our roots, we find our charism, our deepest identity. It is a spiritual gift and grace, a grace given for the good of others and the Church. It is deeply rooted in the God experience of our founding generation and also in our own God experience. It is at the root of our vocation, the call we have heard in our hearts when we got excited or restless, when we started longing, searching for something more and how to answer. Here we find our deepest values, the purpose of our being, and the strength for a lifelong pilgrimage of conversion. It is the compass for all our discernment. Our congregation has a charism, and every sister within our congregation has a share in this specific charism. It is not simply a special talent or a collection of ministries. It is much deeper. It is the inner fire, the spiritual orientation, and the distinctive way of making Christ present in the world, of birthing God anew. It is the why we exist, why we serve, why we live this particular way of life, in the vowed life, in community, and in mission. It always begins with an encounter with God in the heart of the founder, our co-foundresses. Over time, it becomes a shared spiritual identity lived collectively through community, prayer, mission, and witness. In the early descriptions of Arnold Janssen's general goal of the mission house, the emphasis is clearly placed on the Blessed Trinity and the Divine Word, the eternal light that seeks to dwell in every human heart. This same wellspring flows through Arnold Janssen's life, a life rooted in the God who dwells within the human heart and permeates every aspect of our lives. Arnold Janssen's deep relationship with the Father, Son, and Spirit shaped everything he founded. Thus, the SSpS Charism is not first about a work. It is about revealing the indwelling God, helping others discover the God who lives and loves within them. Arnold Janssen speaks of one of the goals as the propagation of the faith, animated by the eternal Word. Our constitutions express this same desire in a renewed theological vocabulary. As servants of the Holy Spirit, we make the saving love of the triune God known to all people. All our activities ultimately are to help the Church fulfill the missionary mandate. This expresses a charism that is missionary, contemplative, and Trinitarian all at once. Our congregation is sent so that the God who dwells within may be known, loved, and encountered in every people and culture. A charism shapes the inner life, spirituality, but also the outer form, mission, structures, and formation. This is a continuous and lifelong process. Arnold wanted missionaries who were spiritually deep and intellectually capable, women who could meet cultures with respect, competence, and inner freedom. He wanted women who put the continuation of God's mission in the first place and surrender to that highest priority. This needs permanent formation and an emphasis on discernment, contemplation, and intercultural competence. Our way of living is part of our charism and connects with the original inspiration. It is not only what we do, but it is who we are that preaches more than words. Who we are as authentic persons rooted in the divine Trinitarian mystery, and who we are as communities in our relationships. Living interculturally becomes a proclamation of the unity and diversity of the triune God, a living icon of divine love. Therefore, we could say the charism of our congregation is the grace to make the indwelling love of the Holy Triune God known to all peoples, through a missionary life rooted in contemplation, lived in international and intercultural community, and expressed in creative service according to the needs of the world. It is the spiritual gift entrusted to St. Arnold Janssen and our blessed co-foundresses, and it continues to shape our identity, our discernment, and our availability for God's mission today. Our charism needs to shape everyday life. It shapes our spirituality, living from the indwelling Trinity. It shapes our community, international, intercultural, spirit-led. It shapes our mission, proclaiming God's love in ways adapted to people, culture, and context. It shapes our formation, integrating contemplation, study, and openness to the world. It shapes our availability, going where the Spirit sends, crossing borders of culture, language, prejudice, and fear. In short, our charism is the inner source from which our whole life and mission flows. It is the root of our being SSpS in this world today. Let us celebrate this today, and may Mary, our Mother, help and guide us on our pilgrimage.